All right, all right, all right, all right. We've got for you guys. We've got round number 4. It's a battle of the brothers. What have we got, Risu?
We got starter deck Monkey D. Luffy versus starter deck Ace. We're actually in round four,
Yep,
three, no
four,
four,
four. Yep,
round four with a starter deck Ace actually making it.
yeah.
I know there's always been a lot of believers for both the Ace and the Sabo, but I feel like Ace had more believers for the longest time. And
It,
yeah, no, like is there anything in particular to get this deck
I
to
think
the
in
top?
like a perfect world, Ace does a lot. But the issue
Hmm.
for like for what it does, it's a little bit too expensive and a little bit less consistent. But
Right.
being
Okay.
able to kind of circumvent sometimes the cost of being able to be a 7K leader is really nice. And looks like he's going to have to explain to their opponent exactly what it does, which you guys can see on screen. But essentially, you put 2 Dawn underneath it, you activate main, you look at the top 5, you add up to one 5 cost card face up to the top of your life, and then at the end of your turn, all of your face up life goes to the trash. So, what this lets you do is you get to find a 5 cost, you get to put in your life, and then you can use one of the 2 cost brothers to be able to play it out, and again, like circumvent the life loss for you. But there's a lot of situations this card can like help you like draw a card or put you like make so like you can use like Thunderbolt and you lose the top card of your life, which you put there for free anyways, right? So
Right.
you get to do some really cool cost things that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise. So the only issue is it's a little bit clunky. When on release, there are only so many 5 costs that existed that were the brothers, and
Hmm.
now I think the best way to play this deck is that you just pick one of the brothers, which I think Ace is the best one for this color combination. You put as many of those ones as you can, so you know that
Oh,
your
okay.
2 cost Ace in hand will likely have a 5 cost to pair up with.
Right, because I was gonna say, there's like, I can't imagine there's many brothers that are blue, right? That's probably
Yeah,
the key issue that this deck has.
yeah. So something that's been helping it has been OPO8. There since we did get like the blue and red Marco,
Right.
there's some more 5 cost aces that exist, which is really helpful. And that's just I think going to continue for a little bit. So. And the fact that we are blue Whitebeard leader brings some support from some of the OPO8 stuff we have as well. So it's definitely a leader I've done some more testing with in OPO8 because there is some new cards to try out.
Also, am enjoying the irony that is, the starter deck 13 Luffy player has to have the starter deck 13 Ace player explain to them their leader. Like,
Yeah, right.
even the same locksmith.
And honestly, like even like the mat meta, right? We've got we've got Ace plastered on the front of the mat there, and I think that's very funny. But honestly, both players have some fantastic mats to represent their leaders, and
Yeah, this is
we're
fun.
gonna end up starting with Luffy going first, which Ace like Luffy wants to go second. Ace kind of needs to go second because so many of your plays are even costed since you have to put 2 Dawn underneath your leader, and we're gonna play that Ace pretty early, which can be very strong for us too.
That's kind of risky. Does Luffy not run any? I imagine Luffy doesn't run any early ways to get rid of two costs. I
No,
mean, all right. So this is a
uh,
pretty safe play. Is playing this Ace.
and likewise, Ace doesn't either. So so these boys are gonna be pretty safe.
Oh, that's exciting then. We'll see. Now we have room to actually do the Ace effect.
Yep.
Search the top five. Hopefully, maybe Ace is the one they picked.
Yeah, because 2 cost Ace is on the board right there, so um, we kind of need to find an Ace to put on the top, and we did. This is a pretty good
Nice.
one too. And this
This
ace
is
actually can set up our next play next turn too. So
that's exciting.
we get to use this effect for 2. We get to bring out the ace, get a 7K leader, and then we can use this effect to draw 2 and put 2 cards to the top of our deck.
Oh, so we can set up if there's any kind of heal play or even just our next draw for next turn. Do we
Yeah,
put both back to the top?
yeah, we put both to the top. So that means
Okay.
we know our next draw, but then we know the top card of our deck, which means then we can guarantee a 5 drop for one of our 2 drops to be on top.
Oh, this is. I wonder if do our aces running like the Sanji, the 9 cost Sanji from Wings of. the captain
I've seen some play it. It's a little bit less consistent than like Marco, which gets the setup pretty
every
inherently. But
turn. Yeah.
uh, there have definitely been there are definitely worse cards to put in your deck. I'll say it like
Fair.
that.
All right. So seven or no, this is nine until
9.
leader.
And
Taking first life.
2 Dawn left. We're just gonna pass. So um, that's also kind of an issue. Sometimes you have like these weird Dawn numbers. Um,
You can't use it all. Does this ace not have rush? Was the is
it
this
just has
blocker?
blocker. Yeah, yeah.
Ah, it's blocker. Okay. So hopefully Luffy doesn't have the same privilege of being able to set up their life like that. So we could this child Luffy probably doesn't have a good way to actually get activated this turn.
Yeah, and I think they're kind of like two sides of the same coin, where Ace is really good for setting up early and taking advantage of it early, but Luffy
Hmm.
is incredibly better at being, defensively a 9K leader, which Ace is really good at being 7K, but
Hmm.
9K is takes a lot of
A wall.
resources. Yeah, because you have
Yeah.
to like use leader effect and like maybe like a Hiyori. It's just way tougher for Ace to be that, and just attacking 5 against the 7K leader, and then playing out the 5 cost Luffy.
Do you have to do you for the child cards? Do you
Yep.
have to summon something out of life to get the 2K bonus?
Yes, you do. Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. You have to. You have to reveal and play, and then if you don't, and you lose it no matter what. So if you miss, they just go
Ah,
to the
okay.
trash. Yeah.
Right. Once again, checking the top five, which we know that the first card is what they place there. So now you actually have a chance to just send that card away forever,
Hmm.
essentially.
All right.
Putting a Luffy. Hopefully, we have child Luffy. Maybe
Yeah.
not.
Only issue temporarily with that is that we're going to be at 3 life if we do, which means that we won't be able to use the removal effect. But um,
Ah, bummer.
I still think just being able to maintain a 7K leader and build board is still worth it.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. And attacking for nine again. Oh, here
Uh,
attacking for
8.
eight.
Yeah. And then I think we're
I
just going to
want to
put them
take
down
it.
to 0. Yeah. Um, with Luffy at 7 Dawn next turn, it's going to be some weird numbers to be able to like go effectively
Play
up
the game.
to, yeah, 9K. You have to lose a lot of cards in hand.
So Luffy does go to 0. Is there? But there's a world without the trash setup. This is actually really good. But if we did have two of the brothers in trash right now, is there like is there a need to overcommit on attacking like 8 if you know the Luffy's trying to get to 0 anyway? Maybe represent some Dawn up.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. The other thing is that Ace is it's yellow and blue, right?
Hmm.
And there's a lot of good blue cards that can mess with Sabo and just Luffy in general. Pudding next turn could
Hmm.
get a lot of cards out of hand and mess up their sequencing for defense later. Red Rock or Gravity Blade is able to get rid of Sabo, which not as many decks can interact with. So uh,
Right.
I
So
think
if we
there's some interesting play lines for it. And looks like we're gonna go 8 into the 6K Ace and get rid of that with the Luffy.
choosing not to defend it, I feel like are we? Is there a reason why we wouldn't defend that? I mean, a 2K and a 1K seems kind of worth to defend it. I mean, I guess we don't want to defend it twice. The leader attack going in after, but
Yeah, I think that's probably why. And we are a 7K leader, right? So if we defend it, it's the same as if we were a 6K leader the entire game or
hmm
that turn. So, uh,
that's not great. Yeah.
oh, and this is kind of scary. We're just putting the Sabo out. I guess we could still go up to 2 life with Luffy effect, but we'd just be a 5K leader.
Oh, but we did get we got the Sabo and then oh,
Oh, we're 7K later. That's right, because we had the Luffy
right.
out really early. That's true.
Hmm. So one life, but we have two attacks, but we have a blocker. We're 7K. Well,
Yeah,
we'll see what Ace can do here.
yeah. I think the best play for us is maybe like a Gravity Blade if we have it. Because I think we're going to 8 Dawn right now.
Yeah. So
Uh,
8 Dawn.
Pudding wouldn't be too awful either because they have not so many cards. They have just so many cards in hand right now. But it looks like we're just going to start off with our Ace effect to look top 5.
Oh, the suspense is killing me, dude. We might not have found something. No, I guess we wouldn't be checking our hand if we found some, didn't find something. You can only put the brothers up, right? Or is it
It's
any
any
card?
5 cost. Any 5 cost, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But if any face up play, you lose at the end of the turn.
Mm-hmm.
Which means if you're playing against the Nell and they keep playing 8 drop Katakuri, Ace is very upset about that.
Well, here's another rocket, Luffy.
And these Rocket Luffys are a little bit of a shame too, because you're so close to being able to remove cards on your opponent's board. But not only is Sabo there to be able to protect it, but also they're all 5 drops, and Luffy only gets rid of 4 costs.
Ah, that's a bummer. And then naturally, yellow and blue don't have cost reduction. That was gonna be my next point. Is Ace doesn't have the longevity that the black yellow Luffy would, right? Because Moria, once you see one of the brothers in trash, you can just loop the same brothers in trash over and over again.
Yeah, and you really don't have that in blue yellow Ace, and I have thought like eventually I think the Moria interaction with Black Yellow Luffy is carries the deck a lot of the time, but you do
I
have
would
the
say so, yeah.
potential for maybe printing another card that does the same-ish thing, but maybe a little bit more specific and maybe not on a 9K body, um, which I think could help out these leaders if they want to try to move away from, again, Moria being a staple in Black Yellow Luffy.
Makes sense. I mean, like the thing is, it's just like Mori is such a good generic card
It
that I just think
is. It
every
is.
deck's running it. I think a lot of people are like their big talking point is like, well, what if we do ban it? Then what does Luffy get? Like Luffy just isn't really a deck anymore.
Hmm.
And same with Lucci. Lucci struggles probably in the late game scenario, but I just feel like maybe that's the thing, man. Maybe these decks shouldn't have that late game longevity that so many that Mori is facilitating.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's definitely what helps Black Yellow Luffy be relevant right now. Or, but there could potentially be some builds with it, but just lose a lot of like again consistency. But
Mhm.
looks like we're going to 9 Dawn. Something we didn't mention either that the 5 cost Luffy from the start deck is good in Ace 2 because you get to if you put a card into your life, you get to
Mhm.
just draw a card afterwards with the 5 cost Luffy. So the additional draw 1 is really kind, but we're down to a 5K leader again for Ace, and um, as you can see, like being a
That's
7K
fair.
early is not worth the trade with you're a 5K later, 5K later in the game.
Right. Because now this is when it matters almost. And now we're staring down this 2, 3, 6Ks plus another blocker plus the 7Ks. Oh my god. This is gonna be an aggressive. We could be very aggressive here and potentially win, honestly. 'Cause
I,
Ace has no blocker up.
yeah, I think that is possible. We have just so many just well statted bodies that are hard to defend outright, and again, only being if we were a 7K leader right now, I think it'd be a little bit different. But
Hmm.
being a 5K with 2 life, it's pretty fragile right now.
Yeah, we have 7 Dawn up. Like, what's stopping us from put 2 on our leader? Attack for 9. Activate. Oh, we're gonna use the searching option
Yeah, we're
for
just
7.
finishing the Sabo discard.
Right.
And looking top 5, we get the 5 cost Luffy once again. And
And
I believe we have 6 Dawn to work with now.
it lets us play one of our 5 costs if we have it. Or maybe just start committing Dawn to these attacks. I don't see anything wrong with just attacking 7/7/7.
Yeah, I think we're kind of forced to put 2 Dawn underneath leader. Yeah.
Yeah. Just so we can heal too. Discarding 2. Which are we putting back? Rocket Luffy and then starter deck Luffy.
And okay, use the 5-drop Luffy just to get the card cycle.
You could go. All right, so you could go three nines and see what goes through. But that probably better to attack up. Oh no, I'm gonna do the three nines.
Yeah,
The
without
three
without
nines.
Sabo, well, looks like I guess yeah, starting with 8, that might be going into the 5-cost Luffy as well.
Let's see. I feel like if you're ace, you kind of have to defend uh the character. But at the same on the same note, they're probably just gonna keep attacking it, and that's not fun either. Wait, that's a 2K and a one. No, two
Double
2Ks.
2K, yeah, yeah. Oh, we're tackling 7 with a blocker into
Leader?
yeah, likely leader. Ooh, this could be
Trigger.
Gravity Blade. This could hit a Sabo.
Oh, that'd be huge. I feel like if it's gravity blade, it's a no. It's like a windmill slam on the table. So
Um,
nice.
maybe, right? Like if you could use Gravity Blade to bottom deck 2 Sabos instead of just the one, and if you're
Right.
feeling a little bit more defensive, I suppose. But yeah, you could just sleeve here. This is 8, and then you have a 10 behind it too.
Yeah, that's scary. You have to counter this one,
You kind of do.
which it looks like we do have it. We're not instantly trying to take our life.
Yeah.
All right, that's three cards.
Yeah, so we're out of 1Ks. These are or out of 2Ks. These are all 1Ks.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah,
Oof.
very rough.
All that all that setup just
Gone. Yeah.
gone. And we're down to four cards in hand. We can attack. Oh, we're gonna ice age. Oh no.
Yeah, use it to get rid of the Luffy, get the card draw, and then we can
And
we can
then
go
attack.
9 into the 5/6 and just remove that too if we want, which might be the better play to be honest. Oh no, we're just going to
And
leader.
that's oh really? That's
Yeah, I
strange.
mean not that you're afraid of like Luffy necessarily um popping anything, but
Hmm.
it represents like one less attack, one less potential card draw as well.
Right, because like you said, we could be worried about Gravity Blade that gets rid of our Sabo and then just attack twice, and then we don't have the hand size. I don't think Luffy has particularly large hand size. I think it's four cards at most.
Yeah. Yeah, with 10 Dawn right now, we could Gravity Blade. We would need to establish a blocker, I think, as well. But even then, that can just
Hmm.
get popped by the Rocket Luffy. And the fact that we've shown that we don't have any 2Ks is pretty rough. But
Oh,
we're
thanks
gonna.
for loving me. I think it's called.
I believe that's the event cards are always the trickiest to.
Remember their names.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's thank you for loving me.
Oh yeah.
My
Yeah.
bad. Sorry.
Main if your leader type has Whitebeard Pirates, look top 3, add up to 1 card, including Whitebeard Pirates are Monkey D. Luffy, add it to your hand, and you place the rest of the top or bottom in any order. So that means you can set up your leader effect too. So some
Nice.
good range of that card for this deck, but 1 Dawn is expensive as well.
We could. I still see a world where maybe if we could just get rid of this Sabo, or potentially, I mean, Ace could run Rush Ace, heal one, and then just have three attacks on board, and potentially I'll have all two of them go through. That's not what's happening. We're gonna play 5 cost Ace, which is a blocker. Draw two, and then put back two to the top. Now we get to leader effect because we still haven't done that. heal one of these, one of the 5 costs. It's gonna be 5 cost ace from the starter deck. Or is this? I guess either way it's a starter deck, but I can't remember. If this is this the Yamato starter deck ace? We do have the child ace hitting the board, bringing out that ace, which does have rush, I believe.
Yeah, so we've got like a rush. We have a blocker.
6, 5 cards in Luffy's hand. Oh, attacking at Saba. Interesting.
Yeah, and then I think this one, yeah, attack with ace into leader, 7 to 7, and then we can do a big 9K with leaders. So like we're putting a lot of pressure on board for sure. And I, depending on how our hand is, I'd be really tempted to.
I just don't feel like it's enough, right?
Yeah,
Because
I
the
don't.
next turn you could just next turn you go, 10, 11. I don't think the many hands can get out of that.
Yeah, it's worse with the 5/8 existing as too well. But I think we go 9 either in the leader or into the 5/8. Yeah, the 5/8 we just 2K out and we get the card cycle with the Rocket Luffy. But I think that will be unfortunately it for Pyro. So 5 cards in hand. We've got a single blocker, which is it's good, but hard to say
Not good
if
enough.
if it's going to be
Yeah.
good enough.
Um, yeah, definitely not. I don't think. Yeah, here we're gonna go 2. On the plus side, we don't lose. They don't have access to their leader ability. Oh, but then that's Moria. So we're gonna Moria back out one of the child Luffy's. Luffy will be able to play, and then we'll be able to use leader effect and just go for
Yeah,
game this turn.
yeah. I mean, even without that, I think we could have just done good numbers to go for game. I don't know if we needed to do the whole Gecko
Oh
Moria.
yeah, I think we could have attacked for 6 with the character Luffy.
Yeah,
Maybe attacked for 10
I would just
with
attack with 9, and then
oh
that
right
takes
away.
3 cards out of hand. We still have like 2 other like larger attackers,
Mm-hmm.
especially since they just presented that they had like no 1Ks in hand earlier. But this clearly is like the safer play still, though.
Absolutely. Right. Oh well, we're gonna cycle 1 card. Get the Sabo out. Interesting. Now we'll attack 8, 8, and 9.
Um, yeah, 8, and 11.
Oh, 11
Yeah,
plus
yeah.
2 on the under, yeah. 2K. Oh, we're
You
attacking into the
just played
ace.
that Moria this turn, right? Right? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
definitely just
yeah,
played the
yeah,
more.
yeah. Here, 1 second.
Definitely just played the more. Yeah. Wait,
You just played that
is there
Moria this
something?
turn, right, guys?
Okay, cool. Good talk.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. They.
Eggman with the save.
Yeah. With the save. Yeah. Well, if you blocked with Moria, you gotta block with the ace, right? the If you block the 9K swing, you're definitely blocking the 11.
And then that's just gonna be past turn. With at this point with double maybe Grav Blade
Yeah, but
helps.
you could Grav Blade, but then even then, like you can't do 9K twice. That's the biggest issue. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Uh,
always been the wall you have to climb around Luffy. You can't spend Dawn to remove their blockers and still have
yeah.
a good enough attack, but maybe, maybe we're able to get there.
All right, sending 2 cards back to the top. Ace effect. Searching the top 5. Yeah, it's just having to attack it. Like I remember suffering through, getting 9 gate dropped on you.
Yeah, yeah, and feel like that is like
Wow.
oh, impossible wall to climb, an 8K leader,
Oh my god, that's crazy.
and
Luffy just does 9. Ugh.
yeah,
And this isn't gonna be enough.
I mean
Man,
we could pressure like the 5/8 Luffy kind of nice, right?
that's true.
This is 8 into 8.
Just counter it. Why not? Or let it go, honestly. Like, what does it matter? All right, yeah, we do counter it with a Flampe. Attack another 8 into that Luffy. Counter it again.
And then big 9 to likely, yeah, just get Sabo blocked. And all right, if you didn't go for game last turn with this board, I think this is this can clearly, even without Dawn attached, you're putting a lot of pressure.
Yeah, think I think it's just as simple as that, really. Attack with Moria and then see if they bite and then move on. Oh, we do have time to get another child Luffy on board.
Yeah, which means we get rid of the blocker for free, and yeah, that'll be a wrap, I
That seals
think.
the deal. Yeah. Attack 9. Oh, double 2K.
Yeah, yeah. Only a 1K in hand. Yeah, an 8K attack present. That'll be it. Oh, two
It's
more Morias in
painful.
hand too. Oh, yeah. They
He
were
was
gonna be
ready.
they're gonna be defensive for a long time if they needed to be.
Yeah, just had all the right cards that game. I mean, it is what it is. We know Luffy's one of the better decks for that reason. So.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think that just kind of shows again this matchup where yeah, Ace early game being a 7K leader is really strong aggressively, but
Mhm.
when you need to try to like buy one more turn, it's really hard to consistently get that 7K leader on defense. And you usually use a 7K without any blockers, and the blockers you have are not 5 cost Sabo. So it's just the defensive end game that Luffy has is really tough for Ace to overcome, and you have to try to get as much value out of them before they can start walling
Mhm.
up.
Makes sense to me.
So, well, that's round 4. Again, we do have an expected 10 rounds for us today. So we're not even at the halfway mark as well. Both players are undefeated going into that round 2, in case you guys were wondering. And 3-1 with Ace is still a super good record. And I'm looking forward to seeing
That's the most fun.
how Pyro is going to be able to end today, too. So, anything from you, Riso, before we take a break going into round 5?
No, just hopefully maybe we get to see you raid you. That's one deck that's always been close to my heart.
Yeah.
Before we start running the gauntlets, we haven't seen Lucci yet, but they is definitely present. So
Yes.
be ready, everybody.
Yeah. We may be coming to the pass where we won't be able to avoid him much longer. Yes.
Oh no. But
So,
good luck. Hope you guys are having fun, and we'll see you on the other side.
yeah, we'll see you in round 5. We'll be right back.